It is December 2nd, 10:27 p.m. Taco Tuesday. Got a haircut, my Christmas haircut right here. My last haircut of the year, December 2nd. Great clips. One of my roommate renters wanted to go get his haircut after I picked him up from his job, and looking at great clips. And I thought I needed a haircut. I was thinking about the other day, so I got a haircut too. My new haircut for Christmas. We went to that Red Crow, whatever brewery next to Great Clips there down the street, 135th, in a little strip center, and they got Christmas decorations out the wazoo, just like Barley's and Shawnee. And last year, Blue Moose over there had it out the wazoo. I guess I don't know. It's like Christmas Disneyland to these places. They really got the thing decked out in Christmas stuff. Wow. Well, then went to what I do? Came home. This guy wanted to go down to Walmart and get a Santa Claus hat. So I got one because I think I lost one when I had you around. Bought one. I decided to go out and do karaoke. Went over to Murphy's and did karaoke. And then I was doing this Baby It's Cold Outside song. And, it wasn't for one guy to sing. It was for a guy and a girl. It was kind of screwing me up. And then a girl came up and started singing with me, the girl part. And she looked familiar from Barley's or the Levy or something, along with the other guys. Some of those people look familiar. I don't really know them or anything, but they look familiar. And then I decided to go to Jerry's Bait Shop because I had a karaoke or jam night or something. And a few people in there, and I did Little Feet Fat Man in the Bathtub because I was thinking about Julie the other night. Asking me what Little Feet song I did, and she used to do that at the Roxy on Metcalf 35 years ago. I said that tonight, Always have to love Julie for that. Then this guy was, I'm having some ideas. This guy was involved with killing my dad. I know the story is they poked his eye out and he bled to death. Some big guys didn't beat him up. They just poked his eye out and he bled to death. And his eye, and people say eye, his eye remains in the Merrill Lynch or Smith Barney, whatever, office where they murdered him. And then they say, well, that's him right there. That's his eye. They play these games about murder and different body parts are him. And, they're smarter than me, but I'm bigger than they are. Or, just one time, they'll just fucking manipulate everything to their own advantage. But I really think physical violence and murdering people is not acceptable. But they can justify themselves. They'll make up bullshit to justify. They hate rich people or Catholics versus, if you're not Catholic or Jewish, they just start making up all kinds of shit to justify themselves. It really fucking pisses me off. Of course, then last night, the one guy, younger guy, he asked me to stop by the liquor store so he could celebrate getting his ankle bracelet off because he's no longer on house arrest. And I said, I don't want to. And I told, I don't like you getting drunk. You're not supposed to. And if you ever do it again, he goes, I'm just going to have a few beers and I'm going to pass out and go to sleep and wake up and go work tomorrow, 3 a.m. Yeah, so I took him. And he started getting, he got drunk. He was getting loud and belligerent and obnoxious, threatening, saying he's going to kill everybody or kill, he's going to kill this one guy. And then that guy said he called the police on him. And then he started talking to the police the way he talks to everybody around here, like he's the authoritarian, threatening them that they're not doing their job right, or and the police even said, "You're talking to us like this guy is kind of fucking ridiculous." And now I'm having some idea he was involved with murdering my real dad and the identity theft. And what he is a lookalike of somebody who maybe had a Harvard MBA or Harvard law. My dad had a Harvard law degree. Very, very strange. The guy really pisses me off. I tell him to leave. He doesn't do it. He just starts yakking about shit. And he starts being nice, paying me money to drive in and pay. He's really just the most ridiculous. I called him a two-faced liar that I don't believe anything he says. I mean, he sleeps in the kitchen. He won't move to a regular place. Why? Because he's scared to? Because he knows he's scared somebody's going to kill him while he's sleeping because he killed my real dad while my dad was they blindsided him or something, like Crumb blindsided me in Coldwell Banker. But he didn't kill me. He knocked me unconscious. I mean, I'm not dead. I'm still alive. Been fucked up with by people that I don't trust the police, the law, the courthouse. Of course, the police said, you need to file formal eviction papers in case this guy didn't leave. And I said, well, I think maybe if he's sober, he'll agree. I don't think he's the kind of guy who's going to play games, screw around. He'll just do it. And he said today he thinks he needs to check into an Oxford house where he can't drink. And, because I said, I just probably right. I don't want to have any of these incidents again and police over here, arguments and threats and shit. And I told the police I've only known him for a month. He answered that on Craigslist. When he's sober, he's a good guy and offers to help do things. When he's drunk, he's really not a good guy, and he does things that really piss people off. Make threats, killing himself, killing other people. Of course, then I think these guys want me to be like them or something. That shit. The system. Well, yeah, the system screwed me up. Johnson County courthouse, mental health people fucking fucked me up. Murdered my real dad, or let my real dad get murdered because they don't care. Nobody gives a shit around here about you people who think you're better than us with your degrees. Think your degrees make you better than us or something. I said, this girl was sitting there saying something today. I said, well, when you're no different than everybody else, people with law degrees, doctor degrees, they got to get a license and they get a lot of schooling. So, I don't disrespect that in any way. Yeah, there are documented criminals who are doctors and lawyers and everything. And some people like me, get fucked with and disrespected by the law. And then we get turned into so-called criminals or, get blamed for doing things that aren't perfectly legal. But there's there's all kinds of different scenarios and reasons to justify. Like I said, when I was in high school, they said everybody would be in jail if they were monitored 24/7, 365, because everybody's technically doing something illegal and everybody would be locked up. And everybody has a different value system of what they think's acceptable or they can tolerate. It's just pure ridiculous. I can't tolerate I can't tolerate the trespassing charges of Merrill Lynch and Smith Barney and Payne Weber and the charges of raping and molesting people and other shit. And I believe they were involved with murdering my real dad. Yeah, they get people, set people up who are better than they are, better degrees, and get them locked up in prison or kill them because they're all punks. Yeah, I believe that's what the hell they do. Owner's an owner. Any owner gets 100% legal respect. Then they disrespect me and my ownership. You're no different than everybody else. They disrespected me and my degrees. Boom, boom, out go the lights. Who gives a shit? They're scum. They're punks. This company right here has to get $1 billion a week, $1 billion a month. Paycheck precedent, business license precedent. They lock me up in jail and say I'm mentally ill and crazy, and that I'm not supposed to make more than $30,000 a year. I'm supposed to make $30,000 a minute. Well, scum, hand me the trillions. Merrill Lynch, Smith, Barney, Payne, whatever. Caldwell Banker, Reese Nichols, Real Estate Commission, Stock Investment and Securities Commission, Courthouse. The list goes on and on of all the punks who disrespected me and need to hand me the trillions. The billions, at least. Trillion. What, Elon Musk has $1 trillion contract for $1 billion? Of course, somebody's complaining that's going to hurt Tesla's stock. And of course, some people say that Tesla's stock would not do anything if he wasn't there doing what he does. Would Tesla do everything that his contract stipulates without him there? Would it happen? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. Some of these big companies, I guess they have all kinds of people with different experience and motivation. Some people work there because they've been fucked over at their own company, or they have their own company and they're dealing with big companies. And then they forge a relationship, and then they join the big company. And people don't work for free for very long, and I don't work for fucking free. Paycheck, stock options, stock, stock investments, and then you don't get paid, you don't get credit for your investments, and they steal it from you or something, or don't give it to you. I mean, it's just on and on. It's bullshit. I gotta get this dental issue addressed. I don't know. I gotta figure out if I want them to pull my teeth or just leave them. They're not hurting that much. They don't hurt. They don't bother me that much. I don't know. Depends what I eat in my diet, I guess. This morning I woke up and weighed myself. I was like 190. The other day I was back up to 205. A week or two before that I was like 195. Seems to be fluctuating quite a bit depending on what I eat. What time I weigh myself. Well, scum, hand me the trillions, and I'm getting kind of sick of the bullshit.